Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This week's a very special week. Let me tell you why. We're gonna be having a full moon in the sign of Leo for the Vedic followers and Virgo for Western followers. So there you go. So, Arya, what is a full moon? What's all this rave about this, and why is this full moon very special? Good question, babies. Good question. Let me tell you why. So, the moon has cycles that keep repeating, and it starts from a new moon where you can't necessarily see the moon at all. That kind of phase, right? You remember that, right? And then it moves to waxing crescent, then the waxing gibbous phase, then to the full illumination of the moon, which is called the full moon, right? And then it goes to waning gibbous phase, then waning crescent, and then to the new moon again. And this cycle constantly repeats itself in and about 30 days, every 30 days, right? It keeps on repeating. So the significance of the full moon is such that the moon, as represented in tarot and astrology, represents hidden feelings, emotions, truths that are under the surface, intuition, memories, what one needs to feel secure. It's our emotional needs, it's our emotional expression, it's our internal self. How are we receiving the world, right? It's one thing that things happen to us in our 3D reality, but how do we perceive it? How do we feel about it? That's the moon, right? We subconsciously always seek those people, places, and situations in order to fulfill our own needs, in order to feel stable and secure, As they say, we are all searching for a stable ground at the end of the day, right? The full moon is the full illumination of all of these things that I initially said and talked about the full moon and the moon, what it represents, right? So it's basically enlightenment and illumination and recognition of all those subconscious, preconscious, and unconscious memories, and the need to bring it out to our conscious reality in order for us to become more aware and contemplate and adjust our sails if need be. It's the divine feminine energy that we all have within us, male or female. I don't care about your sex or gender, I don't care. We all have divine feminine while divine masculine energy within us, divine masculine being the sun. So there you go. And it's our ability to relate to and love others that comes from the moon, right? It's our ability to how we relate to our environment that comes with the moon. So we got to keep it clean. Yes, in order for us to receive the goodness of our environment, we need to keep it clean. We need to be aware of how are we perceiving things, and if there is something difficult within us, then we need to process it and let it go so that we can move on to next better thing, right? Because we have good feelings to experience too, right? So it's a choice. Again, it's a choice to go down that moonscape, to go down that secret lane about things that we have been carrying within ourselves, good for us, bad for us, anything, whatever. And it's a total lunar eclipse too that's happening. That happens probably every few years, that total lunar eclipse. That's what's happening this year too. So it is going to have a very significant effect on all of us since it's a total lunar eclipse. Usually it's penumbral, umbral, or partial lunar eclipse. So it doesn't have that kind of effect, but this year it's going to be very significant. So wherever you have Leo for Vedic followers, and then Virgo for Western followers, wherever it is placed in your chart, astrological chart, look at the house that it's in, that sign is sitting in. That's where you're going to feel it the most, and that's what's going to be transformed the most, and that's what's going to carry that potent energy of, things need to shift here, or we need to shift our beliefs about how we associate ourselves with this particular house and the elements of this house. So yeah, there you go. Depending on your moon sign and rising sign specifically, you can look at that. Your moon chart as well. That also counts by putting your, excuse any background noise, by putting your moon sign in your first house, and that's how you calculate where your basically full moon is happening. That will affect your internal self and how you feel like things are affecting you on a personal basis. While rising sign manifests itself in the 3D reality, so what's going to happen in the 3D world around you. Now, we can understand where things might need our focus at the moment and how we can better deal with the elements associated with those houses, right? So whatever that we have been suppressing, repressing, not looking towards, avoiding, being in that delusion or denial about, we need to get a hold of all those truths, baby. We need to look at all of those things today, yes? So I'm going to be including tarot as well in this, but the thing is, again, we need to look at the astrological placements as well. I'm not doing the astrology reading today because of certain reasons, but again, if you know how to read your chart, then you can get an idea about things related to every houses. That's what's going to be affected. The values around, the beliefs around those aspects is going to be affected the most, and that needs more transformation. And so yeah, there you go. Take what resonates, leave what does not, reverse energies as it applies, and if it does not resonate, kindly check your other placements, or I'll catch you in the next one, babies. Yes? So let's go. Hi Libra, so this is going to be a full moon reading, and what truths do we need to confront and what things that needs to be let go of, because the lunar eclipse is all about letting go of things, right, in order to make space for new. And when you do that, we make space for new. We make space for our energy to free up and pursue where our energy is needed and what we could manifest that will help us achieve more and be more in this lifetime, right, than we are where we are right now. You know, how could we do things differently in order to elevate ourselves? What's not working for us? What's working for us? Looking at our truths, being confrontational with ourselves. So that's that. Until the next lunar eclipse happens, till then it will be active. This reading will be active for you. So I hope this helped, and let's see. Let's look at your tarot, honey. So I feel like any truth regarding your 11th house might be coming up for you, and that's it. I'm a Libra rising too, so there you go. I'm excited about it. Sorry, I'm a Virgo rising. I follow Vedic structure, so there you go. But anyways, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Cups. Okay, there's a connection here. I feel like it's okay. Wait. There's some sort of truth coming to light here with regards to a connection, a soul bond here that we have known for a very long time, and we have shared cups with them, we have shared memories with them, we have shared eyes, you know, soft eyes with them, soft communication with them, and it has to do with a lot of communication, active communication too. So something is coming towards you, and I feel like, or coming from you, I don't know, we'll have to see. I need to see more in order to understand what's going on. Okay, if you identify as the feminine, then somebody is putting forth the communication forward with regards to you or the other person, that somebody that's special to us, and we wish to balance up with this person. And it's like, yeah, the masculine is taking action, the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Temperance. This person is very energetic, very charming. Let me tell you that they are coming out of the moon, honey, to heal things with you. They want to heal things with you. They want to balance up with you. And they want to, it's like, can we just share cups with each other? Can we talk? Can we just talk with each other? I just want to communicate. I just want to be on good terms with you. I just want to, you know, balance up with you whenever I can, whenever your schedule allows me to as well. You know, they're being very respectful, but they are open towards you, and they want to be open towards you. And they're fully blasting themselves towards you in your direction. And I feel like you're receiving it too. I feel like you're receiving it. It's a very fiery communication that comes out of nowhere because you did not expect it. It's coming out of the moon, honey. You did not realize it. Probably you might have forgotten about that, you know, there was any scope of this coming back around. And it's like it was down under the, deep down under the moon where you could not see it. The memories of this person is quite blurry at this point for you. But the emotions and the feelings still remain. They are still intact, and you are necessarily a very loving person. You might have some water in your chart, but again, not the point. But I feel like this connection means a lot to you both. It was a very easy sort of connectivity. You guys understand each other like crazy. You don't necessarily have to explain yourself too much to each other. You just get each other's humor. You just get each other's thinking and beliefs, even if you look very different on paper. I feel like there is one person that's more softer, and that's more feminine, and that's more loving and water oriented. And I feel like this person is coming towards you with regards to their feelings first, right? because the Queen of Cups needs emotions in order to sustain herself, in order to sustain herself in a situation or a relationship for that matter. And I feel like this person recognizing that, and they're giving you more emotional and availability as well as consistency of the effort in the 3D world. Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords, the Three of Cups. The Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Knight of Wands. You don't trust them. That's the point. You don't trust them. You don't trust this person. I feel like this looks really good. But the thing is, you have a lot of misgivings attached to the situation because somebody would not commit to a certain direction. It's like they were too confused. They were in and out. They were here and not there. They were not committing to whether they wanted love with you, whether they wanted friendship with you, whether they wanted somewhere in between with you. They were not ready to speak about it, speak of it. They were confused about what they wanted. And I feel like you let go of it. You let go of it. This is after the fact. This has ended. And you are now understanding more about the truth of the situation because somebody is offering you the truth of their feelings. It's like you always felt like this person treated you as a friend and that you probably did not mean much to them than just a fling or a casual person that they used to casually connect with over shared interest and over a cup of coffee or dinners and things like that. That did not mean much. You did not mean much to them more than that, right? You might have felt like that, and that's why you killed the situation, because you might have felt more for it. Again, you're showing me the Queen of Cups, honey. So I feel like for one person, there was a lot of deception, self-deception going on, lying going on, not being clear and honest with somebody's intent. Somebody was not being honest with their intent in the past, and that's how we created a lot of ruckus in this situation. And that's what might have led to a lot of confusion, and you were like, you know what, this is too confusing, I'm just gonna kill it because this does not make sense. You are in here today saying a bunch of stuff that are really great, but then the next day you are like, oh god, you're switching gears too much. It's not stable. The car is not stable anymore, and I don't want this instability in my life. Thank you very much. I'm a Queen of Cups. I want stability in my life. I know what I want in my life. I know how I want to associate myself with people, places, and relationships in my life. I like stability. You don't. You want to play around. You want to have fun. Then go around and have fun, but not on my time, not on my dime, right? And I feel like you still remember, right? The old memories are coming back because now that they have communicated, you have a truth about their confusion and what they were doing in the past, right? About what they actually felt, because they were selling you a lot of stuff, but the thing is you could not believe it because their behavior was telling you otherwise. The Moon, the Five of Wands, the Six of Wands. You're not trying to show any sort of fight. You're like, you know what, I'm not going to. The Magician is at the bottom of the deck again. I could not make this shit up even if I tried. Trust me, honey. There's a lot of unspoken things about what went wrong in this situation, how things were misconstrued, how things were misunderstood, how things were misspoken and misverbalized in a way that was confusing, in a way that felt like manipulation, that somebody was using us properly and that somebody was, really abusing us, using our own emotions for their, betterment and for their own vanity and things like that, to make themselves feel better. I feel like we need to talk more about it if we want any sort of genuine success in this connection, and if we want to keep this connection genuinely around us for the long run, then we really need to be honest, get honest about what the conflict was. Talk about whatever you've been hiding, the Moon stuff. The Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Strength here. Yeah, talk about your long-term game. If you want a long-term, you understand that. That's you, honey. That's you. The Empress. You share that card with Taurus. So I feel like if you understand what your long-term game is, you know what you want, you know what your wish fulfillment is, then bring it out. Bring it out. Talk about it. Own yourself. And you know whether this is going to grow or not. So, and take strength in the fact that you understand what the right course of action is. You are somebody who's highly independent. You know yourself. You can stand on your own 2 feet. Thank you very much. So you don't need to fear anybody or anyone for that matter. You need to shamelessly own yourself and be courageous enough to speak for yourself about the growth that was really stagnant in the past, and we could not achieve much with this person. And also, I'm also getting that there is something in the 3D world that you're doing here that's slowing, that has a very slow growth attached to it. I'm telling you, keep on doing it, because you're gonna surpass that competition, whatever competition you're sitting for, or probably whatever competition that surrounds this career field for you. I feel like you need to put more energy towards that. You need to show it more patience and strength. You know, it's time for a lot of strength, because it's going to blow up your coins for some reason. I'm getting that too. So it's a burst of coins too. And you're doing it on your own back. This has nothing to do with this. Let me tell you that very clearly. It has nothing to do with this. It could be a family dynamic too, you know, that you had love for. But the thing is, they took you for granted, and they used, whenever they needed you, that's when they would come back. And it's like, you don't care about me, right? So now they're coming back and doing justice to the situation. They want fair balance with you. And this could be something totally different too, because I am also getting that, you know, there's something in your 3D world that's growing slowly and steadily, but it's going to lead to your financial independence. It's going to lead you to a sense of standing on your own 2 feet in the 3D world. You're going to be recognized for whatever you do. And it's going to feel worth it. It's like the competition is being taken away from your life. It's unbeknownst to you how the competition disappears around you, because it's probably divine intervention too at this point, because you are doing something that's really aligned to you, to who you are as a person, and you're good at what you do. That's why you're receiving the success. That's why you're receiving the recognition and accolades of other people around you. The Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Cups. If it stresses you too much, then you need to leave it away. You don't need to F with it. It does not matter. It does not matter, alright? Don't force yourself to do anything that you don't want to do. Again, these are tarot readings. It's not an absolute. You always have a free will in things. Tarot is the proof of choice. So I feel like if this is not necessarily your cup of tea, then don't accept that cup, right? If it's too stressful, then it probably is. You need to stop getting yourself involved with such people, right? If it remains defensive about not talking about what went wrong and not really improving their ways, not really improving and sustaining, being consistent with those improvements as well, they need to stick by it. They need to not repeat it this time around if they want to genuinely balance up with you, because you have a full heart space now. That does not mean that you are ready to get hurt again, right? You have to be wise this time around. So yeah, there you go. I hope this helped, Libra, and take care.